Hello dear students, welcome back to another video of chapter number 2 of class 10th in the exercises 2.2. Dear students, before I'm going to start the exercise, there are some relevant and the important concept that we have to discuss in this video. So first we are going to discuss them. In this question, as you can see, this is cube roots of unity and their properties. Dear students, now what is the cube root of unity, or basically what is actually unity? Unity means oneness or one, and the cube root is, this is in front of you. Cube root is 1 by 3. जैसे कि square root, cube root, fourth root, fifth root, up to so on. Cube root means 1 by 3. Now cube root of unity means you have to take the cube root of 1. So there, actually the thing that is written, this one, the cube root of unity, basically this is actually 1 power 1 by 3. Now we are going to solve this one. Now let x is equal to, we are going to take, or we are going to have, we can say that this is equal to x. Then we don't want this 1 by 3, and how can we finish this? We will take cube both sides. After taking cube here and this place, 3 is going to cancel with this 3. Then what you have, that x cube is equal to 1. Now we can just shift this 1 to the other side. It will be minus 1. Applying the formula, that is x minus 1, x square plus x plus 1 is equal to 0. Now as you know that we also have done in chapter number 1, that when there are two number multiplying and they are equal to 0, 1 by 1 we'll say x minus 1 is equal to 0. Then the value of x is positive 1. Now x square plus x plus 1 is equal to 0. As the equation is quadratic equation, of course we have to solve with the help of factorization and or quadratic formula. But in this question we can't solve with the help of factorization or the middle term, or the splitting the middle term actually. So we are going to apply the quadratic formula. Now the value of a, b, c are, these are the values 1, 1, 1. This is the formula. I'm just going to put the value inside the formula. You can see this so simple by putting the values, and after solving them, 1 square is 1, 4 ones are 4, it's a minus 3. Then now what will happen? Dear students, we can write this under the root minus 3 separately, like we can write under root minus 1 and under the root 3. After that, under the root minus 1 gives you iota, as you have already done in class 9th. This is equal to iota under the root 3. Now the one is negative value and the other is positive value. This is the positive and this is the negative value. These two values are, now this is something extra, no need to do this step actually. This is positive and negative value. Okay, here in this step you can also write like iota, or you can say this is under the root minus 3. What is most suitable is this, that don't write in the form of iota. You simply have to write, I just told you, like you maybe in your book, yes, it is also iota, so that you should know if there is something like that, don't be get confused. So you can simply write minus 1 plus under the root minus 3 and minus 1 minus under the root minus 3 divided by 2. You just have to separate this term. After this you just directly go to this step. The one is positive root and the other is negative root. Dear students, because this is the starting concept of the question, of the exercise, we are just going to say, then you can see there is a bit change, or you can see now the roots are, basically the roots are 1, this one and this one. As the question is, the equation is cubic equation, so we are going to have 3 answers or 3 roots. The one is plus 1, this one. The other is this, the plus 1, the other is positive, then negative. Now okay, in this exercise the mathematician or the person actually who has solved this question, who has wrote this question, what he has done, that he just called this term, that is omega, this is not w, this is omega, and this term, that is omega square, but it doesn't look like omega. So this is omega, you have to call it omega. Now please students, whenever there is the concern omega, I mean we call omega, or we will say minus 1 plus under the root minus 3 divided by 2. this is equal to omega. Now when we are talking about minus 1 minus under the root minus 3 divided by 2, we'll call it omega square. Or you can say we are naming, actually we are giving the names, or we are naming it these roots like omega and omega square. They are exactly same, but the difference is the positive and the negative. The positive root is called omega and the negative root is called omega square. Now moving towards the next, there are some properties related to these operations or whatever we have done this. As we are getting three roots, 1, omega and omega square, these are called the cube root of unity, or we can say these roots are called the cube root of unity, cubes of the unity. As now the properties, there are some properties that we are going to discuss here. The one is sum of roots is equal to 0. How? There's a small proof that how we can say that when you are going to add these three roots will get 0. We are just going to prove it. Now 1 plus omega square is equal to 0. This is the left side. Now dear students, 1 will be as it is. We know that omega, the value of omega is this one and omega square is this. Now as you know that we can write 1, that is 2 by 2. If you cancel 2 by 2, of course you will get 1. Or you can say we will write this 1 as 2 by 2. Now after taking LCM, as you know that these are three fractions, we simply write 2 because the denominator are same and the upper side or the numerator will be as it is, that 2 plus 1 minus 1, all the things will be as it is. Moving towards the next step, this minus under root 3 and plus under the root 3 will be cancel out. Then minus 1 and minus 1 will give you minus 2. Then 2 minus 2 will give you 0. And 0 by something always give you 0 answer. So that is, it is proof that when we are going to add these roots, we always get answer 0. Or we can say 1 plus omega square will give you 0. Okay, now left hand side is equal to right hand side. This is a very important you can now there is another property that product of cube root of unity is always gives you 1. Now how? Now the proof is in front of you. Like 1 plus omega square will always give you 1. Now or you can say also this, like when you multiply this, omega square dot omega will give you omega cube, and 1 when you multiply of course 1, it will be omega cube, and omega cube is equal to 1. We are going to do the proof. Now putting the value of different values like omega's value, then omega square value. Now dear students, we can write in the maths, we know that we can write like minus 1 by 2 plus this by 2 minus 1 by 2 minus this by 2. When we are having two number upside, adding or subtracting, and then we can separately like this way. Now this is a minus a plus b and a minus b whole square formula, that is a square minus b square. Now when you cancel 1 square will give you 1, because this even power minus will be vanish or finish, and then 2 power 2 means 4, minus will be as it is, square is cancelled with the square root, it will minus 3 divided by 4. Now minus minus plus, this is plus, now the denominator are same, 4, 1 plus 3, that is 4 by 4 will give you 1. 4 is cancelled with 4 and you will get 1. Now this is the proof of this property. Now always remember omega cube is equal to 1. Now left hand side is equal to right hand side. Now moving towards the question, that is question number 1 of exercise number 2.2. Now there are some parts of this question, that is minus 1, 8, minus 27, 64. As you know that we have solved in the concept for minus for plus 1, and this is for minus 1. Now on the same base, on the same rule that we have solved already, you have to solve for the same value, actually the same process, taking cube both side, they will be cancelled, you will get minus 1, then on the other side it will be positive, applying the formula, then again x plus 1 is equal to 0 will get minus 1, then the other side of course 0. Again we are having quadratic equation, the roots factorization is not possible. We have to apply the quadratic formula, just separating the values, putting in the quadratic formula. Again you have to put down the values. Now minus minus plus, 1 square 1, 4 ones are 4, then minus 3. This is okay. Now students, why I have done this step? You just go again to the back, like the first question where we have done that omega is equal to minus 1. Actually the problem is with this place. In this question we don't have minus, but actually there should be minus sign. But if there is no minus, then we can have minus here. You can see like this: minus minus plus, minus plus minus, minus minus plus. Okay, because we need minus in this place, that's why I have done this way, because in maths we can do like this. Because we need minus, so we will write like minus minus plus, we just take minus common actually. Now we can write the one is positive and the other is negative. Now furthermore, the minus will be as it is, and this positive value give you omega, and the negative value will give you omega square. Now the roots are, or the answer, the final roots will be, this is your first root, that is minus 1, and when you take inside minus, this will be minus omega and minus omega square. Now dear students, please, once you have to go to the first question, or the very first question that I have done in this start of this video, where this was positive 1. When you are going to solve for the positive 1, the answer will be positive. But when you are going to solve for the negative 1, the roots will be also negative, and you need the root in a form of omega. That's why if we are not going to do this step, we can't have omega in this place, because omega is equal to minus 1 plus under the root minus 3 divided by 2. Now moving towards the next part. Now this is 8. Again the same step as in the previous question. We can write this one, taking cube, cancellation, and you have to cancel, take it to the other side, applying the formula, that is x minus 8, then x square plus 2x plus 2 square. Some more simplification. 1 by 1 x minus 2 is equal to 0. The value is 2. Again. Okay students, once again factorization is not possible. What we have to do, we have to apply the quadratic formula. Now okay, if factorization is of course possible, then you can do it with that method actually, with factorization. Now this one, putting the value, you will get minus 12, because you always have for these question minus under the root. That's why you will get omega, because if there is no minus, you can't write in the form of omega. Now furthermore, we just have to you can say find the prime factors of 12. 2 2s are 4, 4 3s are 12, 2 power 2. Then you can separate the square root. You already know the rules. It will be cancelled this way. Now we can write, we are going to take the 2 common, only 2 we have to take common. It will be minus 1 plus minus, then yes, this way. Okay, the one is with the positive root and the other is with the negative, and this is equal to omega comma omega square. Now the roots are, the one is 2, the other is 2 omega, and the third is 2 omega square. Moving towards the next part, this one, minus 27. Again this is this one, and the same steps we are just having, and again the formula. Okay, now yes, I think so you got all these steps. Just taking the values, applying the formula, just putting the values. Now 9 4s are 36, 3 3s are 9. After subtracting, you will get minus 27. Now further simplification, 3 times they will give you 27. Now after separating, now this will be 3. I have done, just skip one step where you have to take common 3. You will have 1 plus minus under the root 3 divided by 2. Now just like in the question number 1, that is part -1. Similarly, we have to solve and we need at this place minus. That's why we have to write minus minus plus and minus plus minus and minus minus plus, because we need omega. We can't have omega if we don't have minus sign here, and after this solution we can get the need or the thing that we need actually. Now after giving the comma, separating them, as you know that this is your omega and this is your omega square. Now the roots are, the first root is -3 and the rest of the are -3 omega and -3 omega square, because as the question is a negative, the answer will be negative or the roots will be negative. Now this is question number 2. I just left one part for that question, so you have to solve by yourself. Dear students, call it equation number 1 after giving the solution. Now as we know that, or this is the property of the roots, that 1 plus omega square is equal to 0, then you can have the value of 1, that is omega is positive, on the other side it will be negative. Omega square is positive, it will be negative on the other side. Now we just putting the values in the question or in equation number 1, we can replace 1 with this thing because 1 is equal to these two numbers. Now some more simplification. Yeah, you can show these curve signs. Now minus omega will give you -2 omega, just like xyz. Right now the letter is changed but the process of algebra is same. Then -2 is common, this will be omega, then minus omega square. After that, okay, this is the whole power 7. We can separate like 2 power 7 or -2 power 7 or omega plus omega square whole power 7. We are just going to distribute the power 1 by 1. When you're going to multiply 2 7 times, the answer will be 128 because the power is odd, so minus will be here. Now as you know that omega plus omega square is equal to -1. How? You can see here, as you know that 1 plus omega square is equal to 0, then omega plus omega square will be as it is. And dear students, you just know this relation. You can find anything from this relation, like you can find the value of omega, you can find the value of omega square, or even you can find the value of 1. So because we need here in this question, according to this question, we need omega plus omega square, you can shift this one to the other side, you will get -1, just putting the value, and you are going to multiply -1 7 times. No matter the power is lakh, 2, 3, 4, 5, it always give you ones, but if this is odd, then minus will stay here, then minus minus plus, and the answer will be 128. This is a very simple concept and the question. Now moving towards the next part, this is the question. Now again what I have done, as you know that 1 plus omega square is equal to 0. Many times I have repeated this statement. I think so now it is easy for you to learn. Now taking the value of 1, just now equation 1 will be replacing this 1 minus omega square. Again you can see I just have arranged them, minus omega, -3 omega, minus omega square, -3 omega square will give you minus minus plus, -4, and minus minus plus -4 omega square. You can take common -4, this will be omega plus omega square, and you know we are going to distribute the power. Now when you multiply 4 5 times, you will get 1024, minus will be as it is. Why? Because of the odd power. Omega plus omega square, you can see the value here, that is -1. Again the odd power, when you multiply it will be positive 1024. Now this is the third part. In this part you can see that 4 is common, writing 4 omega plus omega square as it is. Now we know that in the previous question you have saw omega plus omega square is equal to -1. Now 9 plus minus minus, 4 ones are 4, 9 minus 4, that is 5. 5 over 3 will give you 125. Moving towards the next part. Oh my god, this is look like a lengthy question, but it is a simple question. Now you have to take 2 common from this part and take 3 common from this one. Now 3 2s are 6. Again putting the value of 1. Maybe you have saw, or wherever you are going, your teacher and all that, they are doing question with some different method. and if you feel that you know another method, you can apply. I am going to do this question on a same base so that things may not be shuffling and different, so that it will be actually convenient for you to do on the same base, on the same formula. Now the value of 1 is again minus omega and minus omega square. Some more simplification, yeah, they will be cancel out. That's very good. That's good. Now this will give you minus 2 omega square and this will give you minus 2 omega. Now 6 2s are 12 and 12 2s are 24. Minus minus plus, and omega square dot omega 1, they are multiplying, will give you omega cube. Now omega cube will give you 1. 24 ones are 24. And why? Because this is, I'm just writing here. In your exam you can also write omega cube is equal to 1. Then after that this is 24. Now another question. Okay, maybe you'll feel it difficult. Yes, you are. Dear students, as you know that omega is equal to this thing. This is the form of omega, and omega square is this one. But you can see there is something that is missing in this question. You just need 2 in the denominator. So we can do this way. Now what is this? Because in maths, when we are going to multiply something, we have to divide. Now the question is this actually. Now I have changed it this way. Like when you cancel 2 with 2, of course you will get your question back. But why I am doing so? Because I need 2 here. But I can't write only 2 in the denominator. I have to multiply and divide at the same moment. Right now at the same time. Now it will help you, as you know that this is equal to omega will be as it is and whole power 6 plus this thing will give you omega square and the power will be same. Now it will be 2 6, 3 2s are 6, 2 6 and 6 2s are 12. Now 2 6 is common, 2 power 6 is common. Omega cube will give you 1, 1 power 2 plus 3 4s are 12. I just took common 2 power 6 because it is same. Now 1 power 2 will give you 1. Omega cube will give you 1, will power 4. Then 1 plus 1 will 2. Now 64 2s are 128. Now this is the final answer of the. Okay, dear students, now this is another part of the question, that is question number 6. And in this question, the question is in front of you, and you can see in this question, this is already, you can see this is minus 1 plus under the root minus 3 divided by 2, and this is your omega, and this is omega square. The positive value gives you omega and the negative value will give you omega square. Just putting them. Now some more simplification. 9 and 2 9s are 18. We will break 9, that is 3 3s are 9 and 3 6 are 18. You know that omega cube is equal to 1. Just putting the value of omega cube, 1 power 3 and 1 power 6. No matter what is the power of 1, it will always gives you 1. Now 1 plus 1, that is 2. Here is another question, that is omega 37 plus omega 38 minus 5. Now again you have to split this 37 so that you should get 3 in any ways. Okay, now because why I am splitting 37 into 36 plus 1, because I know that 12 3s are 36 and 12 3s are 36. Again omega square is as it is and minus 5 is as it is. Now omega cube will give you 1, 12 is as it is, dot means multiplication omega plus again omega cube 1 power 12 as it is, omega square as it is and minus 5. Now 1 power 12 is 1, omega is as it is plus omega square minus 5. Now as you know that omega plus omega square is equal to minus 1 and minus 5 will be as it is, minus minus plus 5 and 1 will give you 6. Moving towards the last part of the question, that is omega minus 13 plus omega minus 17. Now as the powers are negative, you know better that you have to make it positive, and how you have to just taking them in the denominator, you will have 1 by omega 13 and 1 by omega 17. Just again breaking 13, 12 plus 1 13 and 15 plus 2 17. Why? Because we want 3, then we will write 3 4s are 12 and 3 5s are 15. Omega cube will give you 1 power 4, and here 1 power 5. Now this will be omega, this will be omega square. Once again we are having the two fractions and the positive sign, and we have to just taking the LCM, that is omega cube, and you know that the method that I have used in my all the videos, that I'm going to multiply omega with omega square will give you omega cube, and then you have to multiply in a cross form will give you this form. You know that omega plus omega square in the previous question you have saw them is equal to -1, then -1 will be as it is. We know that omega's cube will give you 1, and 1 by 1 give you what? Yes, that is 1. And minus will be as it is, and plus minus minus. Dear students, that is the last question of the video. This is question number 2 completely I have done. Now I will see you in the next video where we have to do question number 3, and hope so. It is a bit difficult because it is totally a new concept for you, but remember one thing, with practice you can get everything in maths. Actually, not in maths, of course, in all the subject you have to do a persistent work hard to get and to achieve something good. Okay, dear students, so I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.